He told the judge he had no money, which he had $70,000 that he put in a bank account.
Ms. Calkins, how much do you make an hour?
$10 an hour.
He makes $20 an hour. And
how do you know this?
Because I have bank statements at my house that I have right here in front of me. He makes deposits every Friday at his banking account.
I make a $50 deposit every Friday.
Hold on, Mr. Calkins. Hold on, wait, because now I'm intrigued. All right, hold on a second.
At this time, the state will call Jody Calkins. Ms. Calkins, why wasn't there any child support ordered in the divorce decree that was from April 22nd, 2021?
Because Matthew Calkins was in Sabine County Jail, and he told the judge he had no money, which he had $70,000 that he put in a banking account.
Ms. Calkins, so the reason why there was no support set in the previous order was because he was incarcerated at the time?
Yes, and said he had no money.
Right. And are you asking the court today to set child support and medical support?
Yes, sir, I am.
All right. What kind of health insurance do you have for your child, J.C. Calkins?
He has Medicaid.
All right. I have no further questions. I pass the witness.
Call your next witness.
At this time, the state will call Mr. Calkins. Mr. Calkins, do you have any other minor...
All right, guys, buckle up. Today we're diving straight into a courtroom moment where financial claims and hard evidence collide in a way that instantly raises questions. What begins as a simple assertion about having no money quickly turns into a much bigger picture involving claims of $70,000, shifting income statements, and conflicting wage details. The judge is already forced to balance testimony with alleged documentation as the conversation pivots between denial and supposed bank activity. Every word spoken seems to tighten the pressure inside the courtroom, where even minor contradictions start to matter. The tension builds early because what should have been straightforward suddenly becomes a credibility test, setting the stage for a much deeper financial dispute that is about to unfold.
Biological children who are below the age of 18?
No, sir.
Where are you currently working?
Here in Hemphill, Texas.
All right. What do you do for work?
Construction.
Okay. Are you paid hourly?
Yes.
How much do you make an hour?
$10 an hour.
And how many hours do you work on average each week?
About 40 hours a week, give or take, depending on weather and stuff.
And does your employer provide any health insurance?
No.
And do you have any other sources of income, or is that your only job?
That's my only income.
I have no further questions for Mr. Calkins.
Calkins, yes, sir.
All right.
I would like to call Ms. Calkins back for one additional question, Your Honor.
Okay.
Ms. Calkins, do you have any safety concerns about your address or contact information being disclosed in any order of the court?
No, sir.
All right. No further questions.
Can I ask some questions about visitation?
Nope.
That's not.
They didn't file a lawsuit, Ms. Calkins, about visitation.
Okay.
Just child.
Okay.
So, no, you can't ask questions about visitation, but I don't mind telling you that I can't address visitation because nobody filed a lawsuit about visitation.
Okay.
The only issue before me today is the child support.
All right, guys, what we're seeing now is the court shifting from opening claims into direct questioning that exposes the structure behind the child support issue. The focus moves to why no support was originally ordered, and the explanation immediately brings incarceration into the picture. That detail alone reframes the entire financial argument, because inability versus unwillingness becomes the central question. As testimony continues, we hear claims of unemployment during that time, but also assertions that contradict earlier statements about available funds. The judge carefully pulls out context, trying to separate circumstance from responsibility. Meanwhile, the requesting party pushes for child and medical support, anchoring the case back to present obligations rather than past conditions. The energy in the room tightens as facts and timelines begin to clash.
The medical support. That's it.
Okay, that's fine.
Ms. Calkins, was there anything else that you did think I needed to know about the case before I made a ruling in regards to the child support and the medical support?
He makes $20 an hour, and
How do you know this?
because I have bank statements at my house that I have right here in front of me.
Wait,
But,
these-
he makes deposits every Friday at his banking account.
I make a
oh, wait,
$50 deposit
hold,
every
hold on,
Friday.
Mr. Calkins. Hold on, wait, because now I'm intrigued. All right, hold on a second. Ms. Calkins, do you work for the bank?
No, sir.
How do you have Mr. Wait, just answer my question, okay? Don't keep rambling on. How do you have access to Mr. Calkins' bank statements?
Because all his stuff is here.
I don't know where here is.
He's at my residence.
Okay, so all of his bank statements come to your house?
As far as I know, they have been. But
Okay, well,
these are
hold on,
these are old
hold on.
statements
Wait, these are old statements from when?
from August
What year?
of 20 this year, August 31st of 23.
All right, so you have Mr. Calkins' bank statements. Quit moving around, Ms. Calkins. You're making me
yes, sir.
making me sick.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, I had to get up.
It's
and
okay.
look at the paper.
So Mr. Calkins' bank statements come to your house. They're mailed to your house.
Buckle up, guys, because now the courtroom shifts into structured testimony where employment, income, and financial stability are being broken down line by line. We hear confirmation of construction work, hourly wages, and full-time hours, which directly challenges earlier claims of limited or inconsistent income. The judge presses for clarity, ensuring that what is being stated matches real-world earning capacity. Medical insurance is also addressed, revealing gaps in coverage and adding another layer to the support discussion. What stands out here is how quickly the case transitions from general statements to precise financial profiling. Every answer now has weight because it directly feeds into the calculation of responsibility. The courtroom atmosphere becomes less about debate and more about building a financial snapshot that will determine the outcome.
Yes, sir.
All right, and you open them.
No, these are some old ones that was on top of the refrigerator.
All right, well, they're not that old, ma'am. If they're from August
Well, I
of
mean, it's
23.
I found it on top of the refrigerator.
Mr. Calkins, how did your bank statements get on top of Miss Calkins' refrigerator?
And I don't know how they got opened. You're completely right, sir. I've been living here before August 31st.
Did you happen to leave some mail behind with Miss Calkins?
I didn't take no mail with me.
Okay, so it's possible you left bank statements behind.
Possibly, yes, sir.
Okay. Because you haven't opened any of his bank statements, right, Miss Calkins?
No, sir. It was
That'd be-
already been. It was his bank statements laying up there on the refrigerator.
All right. Mr. Calkins, is there anything else you think I need to know about this case before I make a ruling?
No, sir.
When did you get out of jail, Mr. Calkins?
July 27th to 22.
So you've been out of jail for what?
A little over a
16
year.
months?
About that, yes, sir.
Since he's been out of jail, Miss Calkins, have you and Mr. Calkins been living together?
We did at one point, yes, sir.
When did y'all separate?
We
A couple months
separated.
ago.
Hold on. I'll get to you, Mr.
Oh, I'm
Calkins.
sorry.
That's all right. I wasn't specific. That's not your fault. When did y'all separate, Miss Calkins?
In August.
Okay, so you've only been separated a month.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That makes things a little easier. Miss Calkins, are you?
All right, guys. Now the hearing takes a sharper turn as prior testimony is revisited and tested against additional questioning. The courtroom begins circling back to income claims, with one side presenting bank-related assertions, while the judge probes for credibility and consistency. This is where the tension escalates, because alleged access to financial statements becomes a major point of contention. Questions about how information was obtained introduce doubt, and the judge does not let inconsistencies slide. The focus isn't just what is being said, but how it is being supported. As confusion builds, the conversation highlights how fragile undocumented claims can become under scrutiny. What we're watching is the system actively filtering fact from assumption, and every answer either strengthens or weakens the overall case.
Mr. Calkins legally married?
No, sir.
All right, because y'all have the same last name.
Yes, sir.
Why do you have the same last name, Miss Calkins?
When I got to the divorce, it came across pretty quick, and
Never mind. I'm sorry. You're good. You got divorced in 2021. You had his name then. Don't worry about it.
Yes, sir. That's fine.
Sometimes I get focused on the issue and I forget where it is I am. Okay.
Yes, sir. That's fine.
All right. Anything further from the state?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Mr. Calkins, is there anything else you think I need to know about this case before I make a ruling?
No, sir.
All right. Child support's $300 a month. Medical support's $50 a month, beginning October the 1st of 2023, and every month thereafter until the emancipation date of the child.
Yes, sir.
Court costs are due by Mr. Calkins, but I will give him until March 31st of 2024. How's that?
And what is the amount of the court cost?
No idea, Mr. Calkins. No clue. I'm in 9 different counties, Mr. Calkins. I have no idea what the district clerk's office.
When and how would I be able to find out?
So when I'll sign the order that they send to me and I'll send it back to them, then they'll make a copy of it and send it to you. The AG's office will send it to you. Contained within that order will have the information for the Sabine District Clerk's office. You can call.
Now, will I be served, or do they have my address?
Well,
I haven't set up. I haven't set up the case yet.
You haven't set up
With the AG's office.
Buckle up, guys, because this section turns into one of the most intense credibility checks so far, as the court digs into disputed bank statements allegedly found outside normal channels. The judge directly questions how private financial documents ended up in someone else's possession, and the explanations begin to unravel under pressure. What seemed like supporting evidence now becomes a point of serious concern, as the source and handling of those documents are unclear. The courtroom energy shifts noticeably, with frustration building as answers fail to fully align. This is where the case stops being just about income and becomes about trust, access, and reliability of information. Every clarification attempt only deepens the complexity, showing how quickly financial disputes can turn into procedural scrutiny.
Well, I mean, the address that's going to be in my court order, wherever they served you.
Oh, that was at Sabine County Jailhouse then.
Oh, okay. Do you have a good address on him now, Mr. McNulty?
North Texas Street in Hemp Hill.
Is that right, Mr. Coughlin?
Yes, but there's another address that it could be. There's two possibilities, 2 different addresses on Texas Street.
Well, I don't want you broadcasting.
I don't want you broadcasting.
One
was my parole address, and one's my address now. That's what I'm trying to see. I mean, I'm not. I don't care if anybody else knows my address. I don't.
Okay. I mean, it's just going to be broadcast to the internet. So if you just blurt it out, everybody that watches is going to be able to see it.
But that's fine. It's Texas Street.
That what you got, Mr. McNulty?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yes, Judge.
Okay. They have your correct address, Mr. Calkins. So when they send you the order, in the order will have the information about how to contact Sabine District Clerk. You can contact the District Clerk and they'll tell you how much you owe.
Okay.
All right, guys. Now we're in the phase where living arrangements, separation timelines, and marital history come into focus, adding emotional context to the financial ruling. The court carefully pieces together when the parties separated, how recently they lived together, and how that impacts responsibility moving forward. Even small details like shared surnames and divorce timing become relevant as the judge tries to map out the legal and personal structure behind the case. There's a clear effort to keep the hearing focused, especially when questions drift toward topics outside the immediate issue of support. The judge maintains control, redirecting the conversation back to financial obligations. By this point, the case is no longer just numbers. It's a full reconstruction of relationships, timing, and accountability under legal review.